Come with me to a place of wondrous contradictions. A place that is silent and unstirring, yet restless and alive. A place of untold peace and boundless dread. Come with me into the very cradle of darkness, where those who dwell alone. Attention viewers, in aisle 1 we're featuring Trevor Mooney, slacker supreme, 2 days short of his 21st birthday. Trevor is idling at the crossroads, sitting there in life's barcalounger, channel surfing through a series of insignificant jobs. Trevor and millions like him are the future of our country. God help us.
Got milk?
Dude! Don't ever do that again. Whoa, check it out.
Cretin alert.
That can't be Scotty.
Boy went legit on us.
Scotty's going places, gentlemen. Just like I know you two will someday.
Good evening, Mr. Kravitz.
If you boys are done here, I could use you on aisle 3. There's shelves to stock.
Yes, sir. That was close.
Oh, forget about it, man. Mr. Krusty would never fire us. It's way too laid back for that. Dude, this is like the holy grail of non-jobs. Beef stick?
Got my own.
Catch on the floor.
Good evening. Would you like to try some Senor Spicy's chili?
Oh, that's foul.
Tell me about it. You're late.
I needed nourishment. Hey, what's the deal with Scotty? Vic says he's got a total tood.
Mr. Kravitz promoted him to assistant manager.
Major overhaul from last week.
He's got the disease.
His parents had to put him up to it.
No doubt.
It's a conspiracy. You want to hurl? Feast your eyes.
College?
My parents pulled an end run on me. Luckily, I intercepted. No one's gonna bust our plans.
Look at them. They look so sad.
Of course they're bummed. They're old. They live in that dumpy retirement hole around the corner. They got nothing better to do than to spend their nights window shopping.
I know. They're the only ones who ever show up here at night.
And they never buy anything.
It's so Twilight Zone.
It's completely zone.
Getting old sucks.
Yeah, but we're not gonna be like that, Carla. No way. Joe's serious. Gotta bail. I'll catch you on a break. I got it all planned out. 2 more months socking away the cash I make here, then it's backpacking and brews for Carla and me.
What are you, brain sick, dude? Nobody takes a chick with them to Europe. You're gonna go down in flames.
Now, how do you figure?
You see these niblets? Think of them as Carla. Sure, they may taste fine on their own, but you put them in a breakfast burrito, and you got a wicked combination.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the key to the gravy train, my friend. My kinsman. Listen to me. Euro chicks love guys like us. We're spawn of Uncle Sam. Westerners. It's the accent, dude. Overseas babes love the accent. You gotta dump Carla. How else are you gonna do some serious mingling with that ball and chain hanging around?
Man, lose the thought. I'm not going for search and destroy. This is strictly the real deal.
I don't know what you see in her.
And Carla's sugar-coated, man. She's the one. We're gonna always be together.
You're deluded. Hey, Trev, check out those two. They've been cruising this aisle all night.
Maybe they like you.
I don't doubt it. That old guy's been eyeing me like I was a Baywatch blonde.
Vic Kula, please see the assistant manager in aisle 5.
Dude, you're busted. That old couple must have heard you dissing him and told Scotty.
I'll see you on the unemployment line.
Did you hear a scream?
Scream? No.
Carla, have you seen Vic?
No? Why? What's up?
Vic left early. He wasn't feeling well.
Vic, what are you doing? If Scotty and Mr. Krevis catch you playing around, they're gonna flip and can your butt. Excuse me. I'm telling you, Vic walked right out of the freezer. Scout's honor.
You weren't a scout.
Forget that. Give me one good reason why Vic was mingling with the popsicles.
Vic is weird.
Something's freaky. I can feel it. Vic. What's up?
I quit.
Huh?
I'm moving on to bigger and better things, kids. I don't have just me to think about anymore. You look lovely tonight, Carla.
He is so weird.
Satchel to aisle 5.
Come on, we have to get out of here. Something freaky is definitely going on.
I can't just leave. I'll be fired.
Forget the job, we're in danger.
Trev, listen to yourself. Your sugar intake's peaked.
I'm completely sane.
No one is sane here. It's a heinous muzak and harsh fluorescent lighting. It throws everyone out of whack.
Carla Satchel to aisle 5.
Catch you later.
Carla, don't. People are going into aisle 5 and coming back different.
I think you've been watching too many scary movies.
Carla Satchel to aisle 5.
Remember the plan. All we gotta do is hang for another couple months, and then we're out of here. Now I'm out of here.
Listen to me. I'm not gonna let you go. You won't come back the same.
Carla Satchel to aisle 5.
Why don't you just let her do her job?
I thought you left.
Just came back to do a little shopping.
For God's sake, Carla! Don't go near there! Carla! Carla! No. Carla! Get away from there!
I want to know. I want to know what happened to Carla.
Carla went home. She wasn't feeling well.
Don't lie to me. I saw what's going down on aisle 5.
Aisle 5? I'm not sure I understand.
You know what I'm talking about. The guys who work here, they're being changed.
Changed, Mr. Mooney? In what way?
Talk to me. What's wrong with this place?
Nothing's wrong. Business is better than ever. In fact, we're running low on stock.
And what do you mean? The shelves are full. I stocked them myself.
Why don't you and I go have a look at aisle 5?
I forget that. I'm not going anywhere near there.
Very well. I'll go see if something's going on. Let's go, Trevor. I have a customer waiting.
freaks!
Trevor, open up. It's me.
Carla? No. I saw you go into the freezer.
I managed to get away from them. Open up, Trevor. They're after me, too. Here they come again. Please, don't let them get me. Please, Trevor.
Thank God you're okay. We have to get out of here.
Come on. I know the way. This used to be an old emergency exit.
Are you sure about this?
It's the only way out, Trevor. The only way out of our unproductive lives. Youth is wasted on the young, Trevor.
Especially those whose lives are going nowhere.
That's garbage. You're old, you're dying, so you're stealing young bodies. That's what you're doing.
Trust me, it's better like this. We're gonna do more with your life than you ever would have.
Let's conclude this transaction, shall we?
Think of it, Trevor. Think of how easy things will be. We've been through it all. We've got the wisdom not to make the same mistakes again.
I like who I am. I like making my own mistakes. Give me the chance to make something of my life.
Don't you get it? You don't have a life anymore, Trevor. You've been bought.
Then I should warn you up front, mister. You just bought yourself defective merchandise.
It's all right. They're all a bit feisty at first.
What the hell, we're all alike. We're not all alike. We're not all alike. Look, life may stink sometimes, but I'm not ready to disappear. Listen up, old man. You may rip off my body, but there is no way you're getting the rest. See how much fun you'll have inside me. It's gonna be a tight squeeze, because I'm not bailing. I'll be making your life miserable, fighting you every minute, every hour, every step of the way.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mooney, there's been a misunderstanding here. It's unfortunate, but I'm going to have to let you go.
Let me go?
There's no sale here. Given your newfound strength of character, I'm afraid you really are defective merchandise after all.
He'll be back in about 50 years.
I don't think so.
He said I was selling bodies?
Yes, sir. Those were his very words.
Well, it sounds like Trevor Mooney was trying to get back at me for letting him go. I tried to give the kid a break, but as you can see by this crazy story, he was a troublemaker.
Sorry to waste your time, sir. By the way, if you still need someone, I got a son who could use a job.
Really? How old is he?
19. Lord knows he could use a little structure and discipline in his life.
Send him by. We'll make a new man out of him.
Attention. Today's special, a word of advice. To those of you who are young and wandering aimlessly, get your act together. Come with me to a place of wondrous contradictions. A place that is silent and unstirring, yet restless and alive. A place of untold peace and boundless dread. Come with me into the very cradle of darkness, where those who dwell alone. An antique store alive with the ghosts of bygone days. Yet the proprietor, Albert Vong, has labored long and hard to block out the past, his own past. A survivor of the killing fields of Cambodia, Vong has consigned his painful memories to the tomb of his mind. For 20 years, he's kept the lid closed, a struggle that continues to this very day.
My, what an elegant steak knife. Don't tell me, it's a priceless ceremonial piece.
In feudal times, it was a weapon held sacred by royal court assassins, given by the king to those he favored most.
Yeah, so they could butcher his enemies with heads held high. Story of our homeland in a nutshell.
I thought you had classes all afternoon.
That was yesterday, Dad. We have a date for dinner tonight, remember?
Is it Friday already? You lose track of the days when you live alone.
I just saw Mr. Loy. He says you stopped playing chess with him.
That man's a fool. He chatters on about the old days like a fishwife.
Mother would have hated to see you cut yourself off from your friends.
Your mother was my only real friend. And when she passed away... Amy, let me live my life in peace.
Cooped up in here? Shut out from the world around you? I'm sorry, Dad, but that's no way to live. Well, I've been meaning to tell you. I invited a friend to join us for dinner tonight.
You did what?
His name is Stephen Kimra. He lives in my dorm. He's a graduate student in history. His parents are from the old country.
I don't care where they're from. You know how I feel about having strangers in my house.
And I like this guy, Dad. I like him a lot. Actually, he reminds me of you. He's intense, intelligent, and caring, and I think he really likes me. Please, Dad, don't shut yourself off. Not from me.
Thanks, Amy. Interesting design. From the looks, I'd say Qing Dynasty, 16th century.
19th.
Of course, the Tung Chi reign.
同治.
You should have seen Stephen admiring your collectibles downstairs. It was all I could do to tear him away.
An appreciation of the past is a rare trait in the young.
Well, I feel it's important that we should study the past, Mr. Vong. We live in a world that's quick to forget, especially when human suffering is concerned. Take our country, for example, the time of sorrows, of the hooded death squads. Would you believe my sister's children had never heard of these things?
Maybe that is for the best.
I can understand how you feel. Amy tells me you're one of the survivors. The world has a lot to learn from those who escaped the slaughter.
Escaped? No one ever escaped. Not as long as they remember.
I'm sorry, Steve. It's just that... I'll be right back.
You brought him here to pry.
No, Dad,
To
I
make me
didn't.
talk about things I choose to forget.
It's just that Stephen is writing his thesis paper about the time of sorrows. And when he asked me for my help, I thought that...
Thought what? That I could be tricked into opening old wounds, share my suffering with a stranger.
I know how guarded you are about your memories. But maybe sharing them could help heal your wounds.
I want him out of my house, out of my life.
I'm sorry, Dad. I never meant to hurt you.
Some things are best left untold.
is there? Who are you? What do you want? Answer me!
You know who we are. And why we've come back.
Morning, Dad. I know you go ballistic when I show up without calling, but I was passing the bakery on my way to school and... What's wrong, Dad? You're pale as a ghost.
I didn't sleep well last night.
The nightmares again?
I'm fine, Amy. Really, I am.
Are you? Friends of yours?
They were, once. Then one day they joined the secret police. They returned to my village, rounding up people they had known all their lives, rooting out subversion by any means possible. You have no idea the depth men will sink to in the name of following orders. I've tried to put the past behind me, prayed for strength to erase the terrible memories from my mind, but it's no use. They won't let me.
There's no shame in being a survivor, but maybe the only way to bury the past is to face it. Talk to Steve, Dad. Tell him what he needs to know. It's time to put these things to rest.
Amy? All of you are dead!
You're not the kind who die easily, Vaughn. No one knows this better than you.
Dad? Are you here? That's weird. He never locks the door during business hours. Dad? Oh my God. Is he?
It's okay, Amy. He's coming too.
It's all right, Dad. You're safe now.
They've come back from the dead to reclaim me, to punish me for surviving.
I'll go make more tea.
Sure don't need some help?
I can manage. If you could just keep my father company.
I'd be glad to. Those men you said came back. They worked at the S-34 interrogation camp, didn't they? An amazing achievement. You escaping that charnel house. How did you ever manage such a feat?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you know out of 14,000 prisoners held at S-34, there were no other known survivors?
I want to be left alone.
Years later, after the death squad leaders were captured, many victims from other camps came to testify, but you weren't among them, were you?
No more.
After the trial, many people traveled for miles just to witness the executions. How appropriate. They got to wear their hoods before the nooses tightened around their necks. But you weren't there to witness it, were you, Mr. Vong? In fact, you never even left this store.
What are you saying? What are you accusing me of?
Just searching for the truth.
The truth? I'll show you the truth. A souvenir from S-34. A scar so deep it refuses to heal. Is that proof enough of the pain I endured?
But the question is, who was the one wielding the blade?
That's enough! What the hell are you doing?
I'm sorry,
I don't even
Amy,
want to
you
hear
don't-
your explanations. Get out right now. Get out of my father's house.
We saved it for you, comrade. It seems like only yesterday when you wore that hood with pride. It's useless, Vong. All the flames of hell won't burn away the past.
No, there has to be an end to it.
You've nothing to be ashamed of. Your duty was to extract confessions, and this you did with great success.
I had no choice. I was under orders.
There was always a choice, and you chose to survive. You survived when that prisoner slashed your throat. And the war turned against us. You bribed your way to safety, to a new life in a new land. No one ever dares suspect. Not even your wife.
It's all different now. I'm not the man I was.
Amy's friend doesn't see it that way. He's determined to expose you, to bring you to justice at all costs. That's why we've come back to help you.
No!
You've survived too long to back down now.
I can't. Not anymore.
It's over, Dad. He's gone now.
Gone?
Kimra will never come back again. God forgive me for bringing him into this house. I thought his intentions were pure, but all he ever wanted was to spew his filthy accusations, his terrible lies. That's all they were, nothing but lies. There's just no way you could be guilty of such atrocities. A person lives with someone all their life. They know who that person really is.
Yes?
This is Stephen Kimra. Need to talk again, Mr. Vong.
About what?
Justice. Long overdue. Only this time we talk alone. You have to spare Amy the shock. I'll be there in an hour.
You know what you have to do.
It was only last year when the records were found. Right there on the blood-stained floors of the back rooms of S-34 were these meticulously kept files of those who commanded the prison.
These daily logs of torture and genocide, these documents of death. Among the hooded interrogators, there was this one who stood out. A man so merciless that he became known by his own comrades as Brother Death. Seems that after a long day of beating out confessions or performing executions, Brother Death would retire to his room and while away the hours, admiring the beautiful antiques he obsessively collected. He was also quite fastidious about documenting his victims. Among the thousands butchered during his tenure, several names seem to spring to mind. My grandparents, for example, were near the top of the list.
What do you propose to do with me?
I'm willing to offer you a chance to turn yourself in quietly. So what's it gonna be, Brother Death?
Amy!
You killed him.
Amy, I swear I didn't. Even when he threatened me, I couldn't.
Threatened you with what?
Where are you going?
To call the police?
No, don't.
All those things he said about you, they were true, weren't they?
Amy!
My whole life I looked up to you like you were some kind of saint.
God, help me.
And all the time you were living a lie, pretending to be a victim to save your own worthless skin.
You're still my little girl, my own flesh and blood.
Don't touch me. You're not my father. You're not even human. I don't know who you are. I never did. And I never will.
Amy, come back! Amy!
You'd be a fool to let her go.
Oh.
She's determined to betray you.
I could never harm my daughter. She's all I have left in the world.
I'm afraid you're already dead to her, comrade. When your heart stops beating, it will be a mere formality. Unless you stop her heart first.
No!
Fourth Precinct. Hello? Hello?
God. Amy!
The ghosts of a guilt-ridden past are a patient lot. They can lie in wait for years, festering in the darkness of memories, hungering to mete out the justice that's been long deferred. When at last the hangman calls, he often wears a familiar face. In the case of Albert Vaughn, the face of his executioner was all too familiar.